Welcome to Lazy Wild Adventures. I'm Justin, and today we're headed out to Lake Degray. But before we get there, we got to see why my DC to DC charger is giving me a red fault light. So let's go. Let's get that fixed. So this morning we were headed to the lake. The weather isn't permitting that. Instead, we're going to the post office to mail some stuff, and we're gonna try to figure out something else to do today that's dry. Well, it should be dry today, but it's gonna be cloudy and nasty, and what fun is that? We're looking for something to do, and I'm sure we'll find it. And then we'll go on an adventure. We were looking for something to do, found it, because my DC to DC has stopped working.
You are caller number 4 in the queue. Please hold.
Now I'm caller number 4 in the queue. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this red light. Nothing's changed, but now there's a red light on. I don't know why, so
We'll get back to you as soon as the next agent becomes available. You can stay on the line or send us a message by going to www.renogy.com. We'll get back to you as quickly as possible.
So when they get back to me as quickly as possible, I might know what's going on with my charger. I'm caller number 1.
Thank you for calling Renogy. We need may I have case ID? Yes, how can I help, sir?
So I have the 40 amp DC to DC charger, the red light coming on. No wiring has changed, so I'm just trying to understand what might be something else I could look at, or if it needs to be replaced.
Alright, so this is the 40 amp only. 12 volt DC to DC battery charger.
Correct.
Not with the MPPT. Okay.
So the battery charger, I mean, the thing has been working in place as is.
Have you tried to reset this?
DC to DC?
Yeah.
I didn't know I could.
Let me just check the dip switches. Alright, so for the lithium battery, since you do have lithium, we need to change that on lithium settings. Maybe that is the reason why. And after that, I suggest you to reset the system, unplug all the wires connected to the DC to DC battery charger for 5 to 10 minutes. And after that, reconnect it back again. So for the dip switches for lithium, this is the updated manual for the 14.6 voltage. So for that one, let's change it to 14.6 settings. This is for lithium battery. From switch 1 to switch 4, it should be on or down. And for switch 5, it will be off or up.
What you're saying, 1 through 4 are down, and 5 is up?
Yes.
Okay.
That will be a 14.6 settings for a lithium battery. And for that one, reset it for a moment within 5 to 10 minutes and reconnect it. After at least 4 to 5 hours charging the battery, if that problem still occur, you can send us the photo.
And it's been operating, so have I damaged something?
No, actually no.
Okay, so apparently we've had the dip switches set incorrectly the entire time, yet it's still operating. So we're gonna change the dip switches, and then we have to let it run for 5 hours. Let's try this out first. So I'm gonna go set some dip switches, take a picture for this guy, and I'll let y'all know what happens. Changed and set at this point, so we're in the wait time, 5 to 10 minutes, he said. We're gonna wait, and then we're gonna go see if this works. We're gonna worm inside here. One of these years that'll be clean. So right now I gotta get my butt in there and go turn that breaker back on both sides here. There is the switches set at 1 through 4 down and 5 up. So we're reconnected. So now all we gotta do, turn it back on and see if the red light goes off. But first, I gotta be able to get out of my van. See what happens. I'm actually gonna put y'all back here and let you watch the lights. Well, hell. It looks like we fixed it, ladies and gentlemen. I think maybe I have too much stuff. But it all fits. Yep, it all still fits. Forgot you guys. On the DC to DC charger, I lied to the guy, but not on purpose. So I did change some wiring, kind of. I changed the switch and the power source. It used to be connected to my headlights, only when my headlights were on. So I had my headlights on at a camping spot one night. It had gotten dark and I wasn't paying attention, and I was blinding the guy trying to get into his camping spot. So I knew I needed to change that so it wasn't coming on with my headlights. So I did. I added a switch and changed that. I thought that I had got one of the circuits that comes on as the van comes on, but I grabbed a hot circuit. So when I was turning on my switch and not turning my switch off before I turned the van off, not turning the switch off to the DC to DC before I turned off the van, was causing a low voltage signal to go to the DC to DC charger, which made it think it was in fault. But truly, I was the one in fault because I wasn't turning off the switch like I should have been. So after a few days of seeing the red light and thinking that I tore something up, I couldn't get the red light to stay off because I kept leaving the switch on. So once I figured out that in my little brain, everything's working fine. So if you have a DC to DC charger and you have it ran hot and you're getting a fault, which is your low voltage, it's because you're leaving your switch on when you're turning off your vehicle. That's what really happened with the DC to DC charger. So we found something to do. We're going to the lake. It's rainy and it's nasty, but we're going to the lake anyway because we could be rainy and nasty wherever we are. Might as well be at the lake. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to Lake Degray in Arkansas, just below Hot Springs. We're gonna make the most of it, pray for some sunshine, and see if we can get that kayak wet actually in the water instead of on the back of the van. And that's what we're doing. We're on the way to the lakes. guys, we finally made it to where we're going, and we're at the lake. Found a pretty good spot. I'm pretty happy with it. Weather's looking kind of crappy, but see what happens. I'm gonna spin around here and let y'all see. Isn't that nice? Right on the water. Don't get much better than that. We're at Lake Degray in Amity, Arkansas. We'll see what Amity, Arkansas has in store for us. Try out this magnet fishing. So there's magnetic rock. This is a nice change. We get to see some green stuff. It's been a while. We've been in the desert pretty much since January. So getting back in here and seeing some trees, it's not a bad thing. We're out here at Lake Degray. We tried some magnet fishing and we caught some metal rocks apparently. It's pretty cloudy and dark, but it's been pretty nice. Soft breeze, every once in a while wind picks up, but it's quiet. There's hardly anybody here. I got one neighbor over here, probably good 200-300 yards from me, so we're not crowding each other by any means. And through those trees there's another I don't know, there's another van, another tent camper back over there. So there's not a whole lot going on here during the week. We're coming up on Memorial Weekend, so I'm sure it'll get pretty busy. But for now, we're just gonna go find us something to eat. And we kidnapped some of Mama's chicken and dumplings, so we got some homemade food just to warm up tonight. So that's nice and quick. But yeah, we're hoping tomorrow for some sun or at least some no rain, and we'll put the kayak in the water and maybe get some better pictures of that lake. Alright guys, we're finally going to get that kayak wet. It's turned out to be a beautiful sunny day, clear skies, and it took all day, but it got here. So we got about an hour of daylight left, and we're going to stick this kayak in the water. Alright guys, so we got the kayak wet finally, just for a little while, and as you can see, it's starting to get dark now. So we found another spot. The spot we had was a little overtaken by children's. It's starting to fill up out here, getting close to Memorial Weekend. But it's really nice out here, it's really quiet. It's pretty secluded, there is no power. It's just spots in the trail that you can pull over and camp at. But they're pretty nice, they're pretty clean-ish. Some of the reviews on this area said known drug area. I haven't noticed any of that, but this is a beautiful lake, and I could go get closer to it, I guess, but I'm leaving pretty early in the morning, so I'll give everybody the ability to have some water. And you can see I'm still close to the lake here, just the other side of the road. But this is for the most part, I got a good cell signal out here. Even though you're out in the middle of nowhere with a cell signal, you feel like you're a little bit more connected. When I got in here, the weather was kind of crappy. It was raining and cloudy, but about lunch or so today, it started clearing up, and it turned out to be a beautiful, clear day. I'm hoping this continues on through tomorrow, and another couple things. Sorry, I got my van running. The battery was a little low because we haven't had much sunshine, so I'm having to charge up a little bit. I'm pacing around, walking here back and forth. Guess I could go for a walk with you guys. I just hate to go too far from the van since it's running. Anyway, you go down that road right there, about another half mile around that little curve, and you're at this boat dock. You can see it's pretty rough land. It's not maintained by any means. It's not all been cleared, so which it's thick, but you can get through there if you don't mind ticks, I guess. But I don't want no ticks, so I ain't going through there. I went down to the boat ramp and launched the kayak from there. Talk to you guys and let you know that I'm still alive and I'm still trying to travel. I don't know how much longer I can do this, but I'm gonna do my best to do this for a while. So I'm gonna be looking for a job, and hopefully while I'm looking for that job, I can continue doing some YouTubing and doing some traveling, because there's nothing better than this lifestyle to me in this point in life anyway. I have really enjoyed being able to travel. I felt extremely blessed to be able to do this. I haven't really talked much about myself on here. I don't know, I guess I try not to be too personal on here, but that's kind of why y'all are watching, right? So might as well be a little bit personal. I'm in Arkansas because my grandmother, my last grandparent, passed away. It's a sad occasion on many different levels, because it is my last grandparent and because it is my grandparent. I'm here in Arkansas. I left Nevada when all that happened, and I was headed over to the Redwoods, so we had a little bit of change of plans. So now I'm not sure where to go. Headed to my niece's graduation, so this was kind of on the way, and I'm just south of Hot Springs. So I guess I could have went on into Hot Springs, but I didn't. Honestly, the reason I didn't go to Hot Springs is I couldn't find a free place to park, and I could find a free place to park here, so that's why I parked here. And I wanted to, I kind of wanted some privacy, you know. I mean, not that I've been around a lot of people here lately, but it's more than normal for me in the past few months, and I just being out by yourself and in the wilderness, and it's just something about it that's peaceful. And being back on the east side of the planet, or east side of the US, where there's green stuff like this is fantastic, because I've been looking at brown stuff for months now, so seeing this green stuff is pretty nice. Being out on a lake like this in the evenings, it gets quiet, you hear the birds, and I don't know, it's just something about it. Last night it was storming, and I was right by the water, and I could hear the water lapping up onto the bank, and that was pretty cool. So that kind of rocked you to sleep. The place where I was parked is just right across from where I'm presently at. There was probably, I'll have to guess because I don't know, a lot of the spots were covered up, but there's probably 15 or 20 camping spots in there, just in that one little area I was at, this one little loop. Up from it, there's a boat ramp, and then beautiful lush grass. and there's camping spots right there, and those were all full. Apparently the laws out here are the same as it is like if you're on a BLM land, so it's 14 days for free any 30 consecutive days. If you're here for 14 days, you have to move at least 30 miles, and then you wait 14 days and you can come back, which is cool. I know that helps people in the world out, because I know there's a lot of people without a home right now. I'm kind of partial to that free stuff. When I started out, I was paying for every spot I was camping at, and now once I figured out I could do this for free, because I really don't need anything other than space, because I have my own power, water, and all that good stuff. Just being able to pull up and park in a spot like this is fantastic for free. I mean, some of the places, to me this is better than the ones you pay for, because you have the privacy. When you're paying for a camping spot, your road, people just right next to you. I mean, you can open your door and sneeze and hit the RV beside you. In the desert too, I gotta pick you guys. I can't sit still and sit here and talk to you. Even out in the desert, it's free, and you have all this space where, I mean, there's nobody around. And if I was to do the same thing in an RV park, I'm gonna have 100 neighbors running generators and everything else. At least if I'm out in the desert and you show up with a generator, and you people are out there, I know, I've seen you. You show up with a generator, I'm leaving. In this day and age with the solar and there's no need for a generator, guys. And that crap is loud. It's disruptful. It's not. It just ruins the peace and serenity of the wilderness when you pull up out here and fire up a generator. But that's my rant for today. So since I'm already complaining, I have one more thing. If you're camping out and you're in an RV park, or you're out like this in the woods, and I'm in my van and I have my door open, that doesn't mean that you can walk up in my door. I think we have Bigfoot. It's either Bigfoot or a boat. But anyway, so if my door's open or I'm parked, I could be taking a in there. I could be changing clothes. I could be in between one of those things. I know you don't want to see me like that, and I don't want to meet you like that. So if you're walking up to me or anybody's camper, announce yourself. When you get close enough that you think you might be able to see in that door, or you think they might be able to hear you, speak. Let's do an example here. There's the van. I'm walking up. I get about right here. Excuse me. Hello? Anybody home? It's that easy, guys. It's not a lot to it. Just be considerate of others. I mean, I'm not gonna walk up in there and find you naked. I don't want to see it, and you don't want to see me doing that either. Man, if you do, you know, just knock on the door and say, hey, I want to see you naked, but you don't have to sneak up on me. That's the way I feel about it. So this went from a hey, how's it going, we're at the lake, to a bitch session, but hey, it is what it is. It's life, and that's why we're on here, so we can talk about things. Maybe we can get some stuff straightened out. So the camping spot at Lake Degray, what'd you think? I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time. It was peaceful, quiet. The weather was kind of crappy while I was there, but we made the best of it. I could see how that could be a great summertime lake. If you got a boat, jet ski, or if you just like to swim even, it's a good spot to go. Nice. The lake seemed very clean. The camping spots were a little bit trashy, but nothing real bad, just normal people trash, you know, nothing horrible. That being said, guys, I've enjoyed it today. I hope y'all have too. Be sure and subscribe if you haven't already. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button for me. That really helps me out. Leave a comment if you like. Give me a suggestion, another spot to go. But for now, guys, I'm gonna leave you with this tonight. If you haven't been in nature for a while, hopefully this will give you some flashbacks and make you want to get you and your family out in the woods, see what God's made. Y'all be safe out there, and God bless. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.